I don't know what I look like in this spotlight. I'm actually of mixed race origin. Basically, my dad is a black base from Barbados. My mum's English. I get told I don't look, obviously, though, of black origin. And I think it's because I haven't got the curly hair anymore. Thank you, that's funny to you there, sir. But see, what I wasn't going to do, like a lot of guys do, and I'm like, see, I like you, sir, you're not going to, when the hair starts to go, you don't do that comb-over nonsense. And, you know, you've got the bits to the side, but you're okay with that. Yeah, you just accept it. You see, that's it, my friend. Embrace it. Embrace it. You see, but you've got the bits to the side. I can't get away with those bits to the side. So obviously my dad's a black man, right? So my hair is naturally a big afro. So if I did like some guys do and tried to save those bits at the side, I just look like Krusty the Clown, man. I live in London. We get lots of little chavs out there. And I'd actually be honest with you, I don't actually mind chavs. Bogans, Neds, whatever you call them, because they are a great source of entertainment, aren't they, right? You've got to laugh at them, and I'll tell you, this is a good story, right? Why you can laugh at them. You know, sometimes you're in a public place and you laugh out loud, people think you're a bit of a nutter. Don't you? I was on this train about 1 o'clock in the morning, going back into London after a show, right, and these two really chavvy, common girls sat opposite me, right? They were sort of like mid-20s, one of them was crying her eyes out, and their friend was saying to her, I can't believe he's done that to you in front of all those people in the pub. Can't believe it. So I'm thinking, what's he done? It's probably her boyfriend, he's got a bit drunk, he's called her a silly name, you know, he's tried to snog one of her friends, whatever. I want to know how the story goes, so I'm listening in, pretending I'm not, and her friend goes on to say, well, dump him, Trace, I hate him. Can't stand him, you should never go out with him. I can't dump him, I love him too much. I don't care what he's done. But her friend goes, yeah, but in front of all those people in the pub, he headbutted you. I laughed so much, I had to get off the train. I don't mind a bit of heckling. It's good fun, you know, a bit of banter. You Aussies like a bit of heckling. And, you know, you get different sorts of stuff said. But I don't mind the heckling. What I can't really get used to is lectures. I've been lectured after gigs so many times. The last time it happened, right, there was a woman, she was about 70 years old, it was her birthday. I think her family brought her out for the night for a bit of a laugh, right? She didn't like, obviously, some of the language that we'd used on stage. And she calls me even after the show. She goes, even you, young man, I don't like the use of the word vagina in public. It's a horrible word. You know, I much prefer the expression, my lady garden. Which is a lovely image, isn't it, your lady garden? Unless, of course, you shave or wax, in which case it's more of a patio, I guess, so... Bit of crazy paving. Lovely water feature. But this is the thing, obviously you go over to somewhere like, I went to Melbourne, go to Melbourne, and these are different sorts of heckles, like, yeah, your weather's terrible, mate, your sport's rubbish, your soap-dodging poms, you never bloody wash, all that sort of thing, right? That's what they say. And I don't mind, I have to be honest, I don't mind that, because you're proud of your country, be proud of where you're from, it's a good country, right? Like, you know, and that's like, I'm proud of where I'm from, right? Be proud of where you're from. That's why it really annoys me, like I'm sure it does all of you, right? Because I'm proud of being English, when people are constantly saying that things are bigger and better in the United States of America, as opposed, you know, quaint little England. I'm like, no, wait a second, that's not always the case. For example, over in the States, they've got Alcatraz. We got Australia. Yeah! I'm a little bit soft. I'm not like yoursies, right? But you're from Perth, right? This is actually quite relevant to you, my friend. Do you know Cottesloe Beach? Exactly, it's a beautiful beach, isn't it? Now, I thought, I don't want to go swimming in Australia, you know, sharks. And you see, one of the problems is, I think it's our tabloid newspapers here, because you read them, sometimes they sensationalise everything, don't they? Stupid headlines. Like, I read one before I went to Australia, swimmer injured in vicious shark attack. Now, I read that thinking, is there any other kind of shark attack? Where you get bitten and go, oh, I quite like that, do it again. My mate takes me to Cottesloe Beach. Now, I know, because I'm actually a little bit on the old geeky side. I know a lot about animals and statistics and all that sort of thing. The Cottesloe Beach, you'll know this, is statistically, in recent years, one of the worst places in the world for shark attacks. My mate takes me there, he goes, don't worry, mate. More people are killed every year from bee stings than shark attacks. Is that not a really dumb statistic? That would change if sharks could fly, wouldn't it, right? I'm in the sea. That's where they live. Shark-infested. I love that shark-infested waters. Those sharks live in the water, don't they? When we go in there, they're human-infested, right? Anyway, so I'm in there about 15 minutes, and I freak out a bit. I'm looking for fins and shadows. I can't help it. I've seen Jaws, right? So I get out. But then I'll tell you what, I was quite offended. 15 minutes, one of the worst places in the world for shark attacks. Not so much as a nibble. Not even a sniff. I start to think maybe sharks are a little bit racist. Maybe that's why they're called great whites, right now. Silly jokes aside, has anyone in this room ever heard of a black person getting attacked by a shark? It does not happen. I even Google searched it. Nothing, right? So I thought, let's ask audiences, right? I went to New Zealand after Australia. Now, you know New Zealand, it's a very politically correct country, right? The whole Maori Treaty thing. So I go there, I said to all these Kiwis, right? This led to what I consider to be one of the best and most politically correct heckles I've ever heard, right? It was great, right? Not at me, but amongst people in the audience, right? I said to all these Kiwis, have you ever heard of a black person getting attacked by a shark? No, bro, never have. There was a table of Aussies near the front, so what about you guys? No, you mentioned it, mate, not once. There was one South African guy in the front row. I said, even where you're from, my friend, South Africa, you must have heard of a black person getting attacked by a shark. He thought about it for a bit and he goes, not in my country, never. Then this Kiwi guy sat a couple of rows behind him and goes, yeah, bro, that's in your country. You won't let black people on the bloody beaches. So, good PC heckling, well done, New Zealand. But no, because I'm an idiot in relationships, right? I can't help but being an idiot and saying and doing stupid things. For example, right, you know sometimes you have a late night with the lads, right? You get pissed, right? You have a drink or two, right? You get drunk. And then you go home to a girlfriend or a wife and she's like, now, where have you been and who have you been with? Right, guys, we've got a standard line we sometimes come back with. Listen, honey, why would I need to go out with my mates? Look for a burger when I've got a steak at home. You're saying she's the best woman in the world. That's a good thing, right? Now, idiot that I am, thinking I'm clever, make it relevant. She's a vegetarian girl. I said, listen, honey, why would I need to go out with my mates and look for a sprout when I've got a cabbage at home? The diamond trade, right, is based on mega rich companies. You go to small, poor places, you know, like in Africa, they mine the diamonds, don't pay what they could do for this really expensive commodity. So as a result of the diamond trade, thousands of people starve and die unnecessarily in the third world. Then you get illegal trades in what's known as blood diamonds. People are murdered, maimed, mutilated, year after year, because these little wars start up. You know, so ladies can have sparkly diamond rings. And I said to my girlfriend at the time, with this information, would you still want a diamond ring? And guess what she said? Yes, listen to them. Evil witches, every single one of them. Evil, but guys, you put one kitten in a microwave, or even in a dustbin, yeah, but that was a lady too. You just keep churning the jokes out there, my friend. Because we didn't come in with any material. We thought, oh, thank God Ernie's in the front row there. This is my favourite item of clothing. I wear it too much. I'm always getting girls, you know, making fun of it. But I bought it in a shop in the West End of London about 2 years ago, and I wear it a lot. All my friends individually of each other said exactly the same thing when I started wearing it. I can't believe they make something like that in grown-up sizes, right? But once I took it home, I took it out of the bag, and this is why it became my favourite item of clothing. If you're a superhero fan, you'll love this. Check this out, chums. I can't see through the eyes, so it kind of hinders my crime-fighting ability somewhat. There you go, that's it. I'm just a wally. But it has practical uses. Obviously, you know, if you've been to Aussie, right? It's a 24-hour flight. People sleep at different times. So when you've got the light in the aeroplane, well, they give those little eye mask things, don't they, right? Well, I was on the aeroplane, right? My favourite hoodie, this Singapore Airlines hostess comes up and she says, would you like the eye mask? I said, no. I wouldn't be needing that. I've got my hooded top on, so I'll just do that. When you're on an aeroplane dressed like this, I can assure you that nobody wants to sit next to you, man. I had like 3 seats all to myself. Until there was some Aussie bloke sat across the aisle goes, mate, it just looks like you got a dick on your head. So, the weird thing about Barack Obama is, right, and this really gets me, is that people keep going about the first black president. Now that gets me for a couple of reasons. One, because he's not actually black, he's mixed race. Like myself, he's got a black dad and a white mum. Now, I don't think it's wrong to disrespect his mum and white people by saying, oh, I know he's black, right? But also, he's mixed race. I want to acknowledge the most powerful man on the planet is like me, he's mixed race. It's great, make me proud. I started thinking in more depth. The youngest ever Formula 1 champion, Lewis Hamilton, mixed race. The youngest guy to ever score a hat-trick for England in a major international game, Theo Walcott, mixed race. The greatest golfer in history, Tiger Woods, mixed race. I can't help thinking, I have really underachieved in life, man. But none of those guys, and how rich or famous they are, will ever have the joy of playing in Chelmsford, I can assure you of that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been great. Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers. Thanks.